Sweet as, man.
True.
Cool.
Cool, man.
Cool. So yeah, if possible, I'd like to go back to the very beginning. And I was wondering if you could please tell me about your childhood.
Childhood.
Yeah.
Which part?
Well, just I would like sort of your parents and your upbringing, your earliest memories from childhood.
Earliest memories from childhood, man. Well, I've got a weird childhood where I grew up in a very rich family. Very
Melbourne?
wealthy, yeah. Born in Melbourne, raised in Melbourne. My dad was married twice. His first wife was Russian, and I have brothers and sisters who are Russian. And it comes with surprises people, but that's how it's at. So that first marriage lasted 22 years, and then he met my mum, second marriage. And pretty much, man, my dad was a very wealthy man. He was a real estate agent for a very long time. He had a real estate agency in Burke Street, in the city, for 20 years, man. Real estate, yeah, millions of dollars in his account. I don't know if you remember, I was 11 years old when this happened. The 1991 89 recession. The actual 89 recession that hit. The 89 recession. I'm just trying to look at a G-string, man. It's nice. It's good, bro. Like, I'm just getting sidetracked here. Fucking nice. Puff Daddy done alright, bro. That's Puff Daddy's production. We're gonna have to come up with a better fucking ass than that, man. Sorry, man.
No, go ahead.
She's nice, man. I can say it because I'm single.
Yeah.
But she's got a fucking backburner, man. Fucking hell, doggy style.
As you're saying,
yeah,
89 recession.
The 89 recession. Like, he lost a mink of money, man. He at the time owned Metropolitan on William Street, next to the Magistrates Courts. There was some debt that was not some debt, millions of dollars worth of debt in that pub that my dad owned, and they hit that debt when my dad bought it. And the recession hit at the same time, and his house that he's built, he had a multi-million-dollar house in Hawthorne on Power Street, 149.
Is that where you grew up?
That's where I grew up. I was born 149 Power Street, Hawthorne, and that was my cousin that architected it. You can check this out in the Hawthorne Council, all back dates, the dates, the original owners, the builders, the designs. All. It's hectic, bro. I was 11. The person that grew up in a very rich family, and then at 11, from riches to rags, bro. He lost everything, man. The tidal wave, a lot of business people in that era. Not just my old man, there was a lot of people, a lot of families in that era. If you look back in history, stocks and I don't know exactly what happened. And in the same time, exactly, bro. And at the same time, he had a really bad run with my older brother. Had an OD in the family. He was 31 years old. That was in '93. So you had all these events happening with the recession, and then my older brother OD's a tidal wave, bro. Like my dad got tidal wave mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. So everything was just tidal wave. So like from the age of 11, I started skitzing because I was just never stable. Not knowing what's going on. Being 11.
What do you mean by skitzing? Sorry.
Mentally unstable. Yeah. Because my life became unstable. Yeah. You see, like
your family was changing.
Changing.
Your brother had passed away.
So much happened. Like it's just I couldn't explain it more than I have with all the skits modes in my music. And being in a situation like that, I do not want to have anyone be in a situation like that. I wouldn't want my worst enemy to be in a situation like that. It's very difficult to deal with. Like this, being at 11, not knowing what money is. Yeah. I was 11 years old, so I didn't actually know what money meant. So it didn't bother me money or not money meant, but all I knew is he had it all. It's about kind of like a blessing to lose everything, because at least I'm not a spoiled rich kid. Because I was 11 and all that left.
You realise what you really need.
And if I had all the money in the world, whatever I needed, I would have got it. I wouldn't have had to work hard for it. So I think I am the person I am today is because I've actually worked extremely fucking hard to get to where I'm at today. Because when my old man passed away, he was a broke man. He didn't leave me nothing. You know what I mean? Except for his advice, and that's more than money can actually. It's priceless. He was a good man. So like, kind of
your father's name?
r.a.e.d, which means protector.
Eddie Melky? Is Melky your real last name?
Correct.
It's not a pseudonym?
No, it's actually Melky.
raeD's your real first name?
Born and raised like that.
r.a.e.d, yeah.
My dad named me that, true. It's my dad was very political, and like he was out from the war, Beirut. He came to Melbourne at 16.
Lebanese.
Dad from Lebanon. My grandmother's Argentinian from mum's side. But
And your mother was born here.
my mum was born in Beirut, but her mother was born in Argentina.
Yeah.
So
Your father was born in
my
Beirut.
father was born in Beirut, but by the age of 15, he was out here. And he passed away when he was 66 in 99, so he's pretty much Australian.
Have
Pretty
you
much
ever been to
Beirut,
Sorry to interrupt.
10 times.
Yeah. Awesome.
I've been to Syria, I've been to Beirut, I've been to Jordan, I've been to Egypt. I've been all around Asia, Penang, Malaysia, I've been all around India. I'll leave America for last. America's last. They say leave the best for last.
Yeah.
Because when I get there, it'll be like war. I wonder when someone's going to pot me. It'll be like a fucking 50 Cent status, but fuck the bulletproof vest, man. Let them shoot.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's at. The lyrics are so fully intense that I have to push through all these heavy rollers in the States. And if it means capturing their attention through via lyrics, because I have to say a few certain words to capture the big artists over there, then so be it. They don't like that.
It's too real for them, is the truth.
It's how it's at. And like the fact is, man, like everybody here in Melbourne really knows that I've slayed half these motherfuckers. They know it. It's taken time, but you know it and I know it, that there are 85% of the rappers in the States. I've slayed them without sweating.
Who are you thinking about specifically?
In specific, I'm going to the specific, man. Pacific Islands is good, man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind a holiday there.
Yeah. Sweet. But yeah, let's go back to your childhood and adolescence. Could you continue on
Yeah,
from
man.
around that
So
mental time? Could you just tell me what was going through your head when you started having the,
I don't
as
know.
you're saying, skitzing, and then like how the next sort of decade unfolded after the passing of your brother?
It was like a nightmare.
Financial crash in the family.
It was like a nightmare that had to sort of come to life, because if all that didn't happen, then all that music wouldn't happen. Because all of that came from all of that, and with all of this, a whole lot more is coming through with this. And that's the best way I can explain it without talking too much about it, because to go through all of that, obviously you're going through a lot of turbulence. If you're not going to go through that turbulence, you'd be like some sort of pop star singer. Wouldn't want to be no pop star dude. You know, I'm not a pop star. I'd rather be a fucking freaky, someone that gets popped as a star.
Trip star.
Trip star, man. Trip mode. But I don't know, bro. Like, it's actually a good question, man. You got me on the spot here, man. Childhood dilemmas, man. Like, it was weird, man. Like, to grow up in a very wealthy family, and all of a sudden, it's gone, man. And you're too young to realize what's really going on until you hit 20 years old, and then you lose your old man, you lose your brother, you lose this, you've lost it. It's just you've just grown up. It's like it's happening in reverse. You know, most people are broke, and they grow up and they start making it. But in my case, it was gone from wealth to nothing, and literally, I ended up homeless not too long ago, and I was on the streets for a couple of months.
When was it?
After I finished the movie, because after I finished the movie, I literally not lost it. Literally just fucking sold everything I had, whatever I had, even my own car, bro. Left with nothing, man, except for my computer, that, and my workstation. And the motive and the mission was to complete the movie, finish the movie. Who cares about work, whatever? You know, I wasn't paying bills for about a year, so everything just piled up. You know, I found myself without a place.
Yeah. And so you're making the movie with that.
I finished. Oh man, like the movie that cost me everything I had, man. Like everything I ever had, I fed it. But it finished, it completed. And I realised what was happening. I was like losing everything materialistic around me. But something else was getting built. Just losing little things, but gaining a big thing. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. That's exactly what happened. It was worth it. And I knew I'd end up homeless after I finished it, because it takes a while to find a new place. And to be comfortable in a new place, and you know, find a home again. And you know, it's about where I'm at the moment. I think I've got myself a new place. It's just no comment situation, an apartment in the city. If I tell you where it's at, then everybody wants to come over. But I think I get the keys tomorrow. And it's good. But you know, that's where it all unfolds down to. But you know, if you backtrack the whole situation, childhood, man, I went to 4 different high schools. John Gardner High School.
What were you like in high school?
Stoned.
smoke a lot of pot.
Stoned. I was addicted to pot by the age of 14. By the age of 14, I was addicted to pot.
Yeah, I
No,
was
no.
a massive stoner in high school too.
True that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it, man. It's a fact. I sing in my songs from the age of 14. I was addicted to marijuana. Not that I didn't want to stop. I actually enjoyed it. And by the time I hit 21, I'm anorexic. You know, I'm gonna fuck myself up. Yeah. I somehow just stopped. And since the year 2001, I've never touched marijuana.
Yeah.
But I've had lots of ecstasy.
Yeah.
And I've smoked my speed, and I've smoked my shards, which is ice, which is
Yeah.
you know, I've had all that. But moving forward from all that, I have no drug addiction anymore. Maybe because I had a choice to make. The only way this is gonna nothing's gonna happen until I'm straight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I've been half my life, man.
You can't be productive.
You know what I mean? So I've done all that artistic kind of crazy artwork off my head.
Yeah.
And, you know, talking about it before, the latest track that I've actually put together, it's called Imagine That.
Yeah.
And I wrote that on a 10-day bender.
Good shit.
I was up for 10 days. That's the longest I've ever been up in no sleep. 10 days. I would have had so many fucking
shards.
pipes, man. 100%. And I called it Imagine That because I sort of had this gut feeling that I'm not going to make it through this fucking turbulence to get a chance to record it. So I called it Imagine That because, you know, imagine making it back to the studio and fucking giving it that sick beat. Imagine that. And you know what? Like 2 weeks ago, man, it popped onto the fucking net. And it sounds fucking awesome, man. I think to this day it's probably my favourite.
Yeah.
My favourite, man. But all that comes from all that stuff we've just talked to.
Yeah.
All that shit, all that pain and sweat and all those tears, man. For the last 30 years of my life, man. That's where it's all come from, man. And that is how you
It's
get
a culmination.
imagine that. You know, that's where you get something like that from. It can't be written, bro, something like that.
Yeah.
That is something that just explodes like a volcano. You capture the moment.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And because it's such an intense track, I didn't have to go back and re-record it to get it perfect because it's so intense. It doesn't need to be perfect.
It's supposed to be about
It's
the moment.
supposed to be about the moment.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the moment, darling. You know, lyrics to fucking say it all, man. And I left the original recording as it was on visuals.
Yeah.
And I just used the audio and put it together again.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Eventually, when the video clip comes, I'll re-record it for the video clip. But even if I don't, I'm happy with Imagine That, where it is. And like for whoever's listening here, man, Imagine That. You can go into SoundCloud, put in raeD Melky, r.a.e.d, M-E-L-K-I, and look for Imagine That. And I guarantee you, it will get you goosebumps happening. Girls say they're fingering themselves and making some orgasm, and guys are tripping on it. And that's how I know it's good, because the comments are there. You have a look at the comments. It's weird comments, man. I had this chick say, fuck, man, I'm fingering myself and listening to the song. And this other girl
must be doing something
I
right.
got this other lady sitting next to me. She's, what the fuck is going on here, man? I just met her. She got upset. She walked off, man. And this is another thing that sucks about the industry, though. You never really have a relationship. It's very difficult. Because there's always a different girl there and a different girl there, but no one really gives a fuck about the artist, man. What can they get out of you? Spotlight, this and that. So you stay single because you know that these girls don't give a fuck because when you're in the gutter. They weren't there, man. They were never there, man. You know that you're on your own, man. And you can come out of on your own. You stay on your own, man. Bachelor pad. They don't know where the bachelor pad is.
Yeah. So, but a lot of your songs are about love and about relationships.
True, man.
And I wanted to ask you about, again, if it's too personal, please let me know. But like, do you think you're a romantic person? And like, can you talk about your past and present love life?
Man, romance for me has been a curse. The one time in my life that I really did the best I could for romance, the girl turned out to be a hooker, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my hookers. They're fucking awesome. Most of them are beautiful people, but saying that, obviously, I just gave up myself knowing that I know a lot of hookers. It doesn't matter, but I fell in love with a lady. I proposed to her, and the song, the video clip is called No Way. And there's another one called You Fucking Hoe. She doesn't know about it. But
I know No Way. I don't know You Fucking.
They're both for the same girl, man. But the thing is, man, she's a beautiful person, man. Dude, she'd be like sitting there next to me. We'd be having like a bottle of wine or something on the beach, romantic as romantic can be, man. And she just gets this phone call. I've got to go back to the lab. She's a science teacher, this and that. Yeah, it's a couple months down the track. I find out she's actually sucking cock for money, man. So all those moments, that moment. It's all about the moment. It's gone out the window, man. So like, what romance, bro? There is no romance left in the world.
And that's been your most meaningful relationship.
And that was the peak of the peak. That was the one, man.
And so apart from that, it's mainly just casual sex with try hard groupies and stuff.
I wouldn't even say casual sex, man. I don't really get into casual sex. Fire fucking passion or nothing, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fire fucking
Love
passion.
it. Fucking love.
Yeah, it's just I'm not into the casual boring sex, but it's got to be fire fucking passion, man.
Yeah.
So it's that. Man. She had that. We had that with her, man. But she was addicted to the money and the cocaine, man. AAA escort, dude. She, she bashed me for finding out about her personal life.
Yeah.
Normally be the fucking guy taking swings, man. Like, I was shattered. I wouldn't fucking ever touch a girl, man. She fucking laid into me until I was on the floor. Valentine's Day, mind you. Anyway, after she beat the fuck out of me, like, she knows I'm not going to retaliate. She felt bad and she's taken off. She's come back with a bottle of scotch and she's getting drunk. She goes, well, let's fix this up. It's Valentine's Day. Can you take picnic shit, man, on the boat? Wants to pad on the boat. I'm like, fucking her, get the fuck out of my life, man. Straight up, bro. She was weird.
Yeah.
Fuck romance. That was supposed to be romantic.
Yeah. It's just been too fucking.
You know what I mean? Like, scary. It was scary, bro.
But do you have hope that you might rekindle some, not with her particularly, but with some other lady? Or have you kind of ruled it out for the time being?
I wouldn't say ruled it out. Dude, I was literally left there for dead. And, like, all my close lady friends, they knew about it, man. Like, they had an opportunity to be a friend and of friends, and it's not going to be from anyone from, I don't know, man. I can't predict the future. Romance, bro. I'd just rather dance until I meet the right partner who can actually dance. It's Whitney Houston, man. I just want to dance with someone, man. Everybody wants to dance with someone.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston's got the perfect song. I want to dance with someone.
Yeah.
Somebody that loves me, man. Not for music or this or that, just for the person I am, man. Without the fucking shaboo all around it, man. But I find myself alone when there's no drugs. When we take the money aside, when there is money, they're there. When you take that away, they're not there. When you have nothing, no one's there. Then bring them back in, they're there.
You're not real free.
It's a difficult industry to be in, man. So I choose to be a professional and choose to stay professional. And if a relationship happens, it'll be a professional relationship. Whatever that means, it means. But I choose to stay professional. Hence, I move forward being around professional people from here onwards. And if I meet a lady, she'll be a professional lady, not a professional hooker. She'll be a professional in the industry or whatever industry she is in, apart from sex.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I am moving forward these days, and I will have a relationship eventually. And it will be a professional relationship based on professionalism. Professional in being a friend, professional in maintaining, professional in having sex, professional in arguing, professional in making up, professional in kissing. She has to be a professionalist. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if she's going to be an R&B singer, she's going to be professional.
Yeah, you're going to do it properly.
Professional relationship. Get the fucking what are those prenups out.
Yeah.
Get them all out. Doesn't matter. It's going to be professional. So there'll be contracts involved.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
So you think love is going to be a combination of having fire and passion and take it completely seriously?
Yeah,
as well.
man. So, true. There is love out there, man. But life is moving around so fast, bro. It's just so fast. You see it. We live in the most greatest city in the world, and it's small compared to other cities. And look how fast this is. Sydney's 10 times faster. New York would be too fast.
Yeah.
Concrete jungle, they call it. But that's why I leave that to last. Because I know it's going to be a big bang over there, man. We could come out alive, could not come out alive. I don't know, but they're requesting a lot of gigs, but I just can't just rock up like that. It needs proper management, professional.
But you're planning to do a tour of the States?
The States is planning to do a tour of me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, man. I've been wanting to tour the States since day one, man, 10 years ago. But it's not about when I want to, it's about when they want to. And it's taken me time to understand how that concept actually works. As frustrating as it is, I accept that. Because all the times that I wanted to, they didn't want that. Now it's a bit different, man. It's like they're feeling it. They're willing to try it. And I know that they want to take it on tour, and that's a blessing in a way, man. Because I have been waiting half my life for this. So we've got to do it properly, man. Because the States is massive. You can't just go there for one gig. You do a fucking round robin. It's fucking places everywhere, man.
Yeah.
And the people are cool, bro. They
There's
get
more
in,
opportunity.
they get into it because it's tripped out for them, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird kind of rap for them, and they know it's legitimate. It's like, well, this is fucking real. It is rap. It's not really hip hop, is it? It's fucking their brain sideways. They're bouncing twice as hard, and that's what they can't comprehend, and that's why they want it there. But it comes back down to a crew down there, man. It's like, yeah, they got the Bloods and the Crips. You've got to work out to see who eliminates who, and obviously there'll be the last crew standing that takes management, and that's what's happening at the moment. Someone's trying to take control of the management, and obviously there's a bit of underground wars going on because it's a control power trip, man. They got to make up their minds soon. Someone's gonna have to fucking eliminate one of them. I don't know who it's at, where it's at, but I believe that Dr. Dre is the man.
Who's your favourite American
Dr.
rapper?
Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre is my favourite. I love Dr. Dre.
Production is amazing.
His production's always tight, man, but I don't need him as a producer.
No.
I'd like to have him on board, or maybe he'd like to have me on board as a guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a few tips would be good, but I wouldn't want his production because
You have your own.
he's already produced a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
If he wants to collaborate, that's a different miracle in its own. It's a different miracle in its own. But I am able to produce stuff myself.
Yeah.
Engineer and build all that same sort of stuff.
You do most of the stuff.
I do everything, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Eminem's a great artist, but he was produced by Dre. I produced myself because no one helped me out, bro. Not that I didn't want Dre in the beginning, but it took too long to wake up, man. But fair enough, man. He had issues, bro. 96, God bless him, man. Eric, his son died. r.a.e.d, I believe. He had the crew fallout. He had all these problems.
Dr. Dre's son,
Eric. True. See, in that song, I Need a Doctor, man. That's his son's graveyard, man. His real tombstone. You didn't know that? Doctor, really, man?
I got to research that.
That's why the lyrics are like that. That's why I have so much respect for Eminem, man. But saying all that, they're my two favorites.
Yeah.
You gotta love Snoop Dogg.
Eminem and Dre.
Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, but I like Dr. Dre as a human, as a mentor in the industry, as a pillar, as
More
a
than
solid.
just a rapper.
He's a human being, man. That's got soul, man. I guess it's just my opinion. Ice Cube's also fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah.
They're all good, bro. They're all fucking amazing, man. Some are dead, some are alive, but it'd be like a dream for me to be alive still and meet these artists and see them help me out. Because I'm 35, bro. I've got 8 albums already out. I've got a 9th album that's coming out. It's called I Am the Freaky Cool, or I Am the Cool Freaky. Either way, see which one works better, but I am the cool freaky. And that's what the new album's coming out. It's coming out in 3 months.
Yes.
I've never had help from any motherfucker, man. At all. I've spoken to EVE once.
Easy.
EVE? Jahan Jiffers. EVE, man. That's Jahan Jiffers. That's her real name.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to her online once. I went to a concert here. And I requested her to be in a sequel for the movie.
Yeah, that's right, because you're making a sequel for Still Flowing.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the script's already written. I'm happy to say that I am. I will. And I will be doing a part 3 in India.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Part 2 in Melbourne / Sydney.
Yeah.
Part 3 in India. And the script's already written.
Yeah.
It took me a very long time to put the part 1 out.
Yeah.
Because I took my time I didn't just build one movie, man. I built an empire with a whole lot of different trilogies. And I'm taking my time, man, with casting because it's not about how much you're going to pay an actor to make it work or get Tom Cruise on board, man. These people have already had a chance. In the films, you see people who've never been seen, heard, or known before.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on the same level.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it work.
If you need any help with, I've worked with the film, if you need some help, I'd be more
True,
than
man.
happy to have free of charge.
It's all good, man. That'd be appreciated, bro. We're in contact, we're here.
Believe in the vision.
It's good vision, man. That's what it's about. You need to have a visual, look what's in the back here, man. Who's that? It's the best night of my life. It's a good interview. So we've got some productive stuff here.
Yeah, definitely.
And, bro, it's not easy, man, making a feature film, man.
I don't
I nearly lost my mind, bro.
We went homeless for it and did everything.
I nearly ended up dead.
Yeah.
I nearly ended up dead on it, man.
Do you have many near-death experiences?
I have, man.
Can you
have.
speak about those?
TV's in the middle of us, exactly. Sweet. Near-death experiences, man. Imagine that, bro. I'm just very close to death, man.
Been up for 10 days straight.
That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous because you're not stable at 10 days when it's a human being, man. Like, 10 days you'd be like, alright, what's one motivation that's going to want to make you go back to get some sort of sleep? And wake up and just keep moving forward.
Particularly when you know that you're going to wake up and feel like shit.
Yeah, know that you have to go through it, or just stop it right here. That's a good song. Fuck it, let them just keep what they have and fuck it. Thing is, bro, like in a situation like this, it's no one really knows you until you're dead. And that's catchphrase. No one really knows you until you're dead. Maybe we'll write a song about it, but unfortunately, no one really knows until you're dead. In this industry in Melbourne. In Melbourne is a very small and very slow industry of music, and the States, they don't believe in it. They believe that we are wrong and we have no idea and we don't know shit. So in my situation, it'll be they won't really know until I'm dead. And I already know that, I accept that, but that's why I've gone to a lot of effort and made a movie, and to actually witness the movie get released is a miracle of its own. So I'm thinking, fuck it, push it for a sequel. I know I'll be alive doing the sequel, and I've programmed the roster, the sequel, and part 3 get filmed together.
Damn straight.
There's only 7 days for the sequel, and 4 days for the third. Then boom, boom, and haven't done 1 month. Then I'll make sure it gets left in the editor's hands just in case something does happen. I'll have an editor on board, whereas I did all the editing for the first one.
Yeah, wow.
That's a different subject completely, man. But fuck, bro.
Yeah. So can we just go back a little bit? I just wanted to ask you, from your transition from skits and being a young adolescent teenager into like what? So because you were going through such a turbulent time, as you said, is that what drew you into music and filmmaking? How did you become a musician and filmmaker? How did you start out? Can you talk about?
I made a wish.
Yeah. When you were.
I was young, bro. I made a wish. Some people say be careful what you wish for, but I always wish to succeed and be all I can. I mean, like, yeah, it's easy to say I was born that way, but just because you're born that way doesn't mean that you're going to maintain it. Like, obviously I talk to my guardian angels when I'm on my own. I always wish for the best for myself, man. I am able to help people out. I can be a Dr. Dre of Melbourne, Dr. Tripler here, and I can help out a lot of artists. Man. But I need the artists to actually witness the projects working, because I don't want them to fail. I want them to see success, man. And the only way that's going to happen is if my projects are working.
Yeah.
So
I believe in it.
They don't have to believe in it. They just need to see for their own eyes, man. My projects are working, man. Not financially, but it is working, man. It's working. And I would wish for more things to happen. I'd love to have people on board and me helping out their production. As Dre's done, man, he's a slave to the music, bro. That's why I respect him so much. He's never had a day off, and that's why I love what he's done, man. Look at his history. He has had no days off, man. He's worked on his albums, that group's album, that album, that film. I know exactly how much work's involved, man, and that's why he's got my respect, man. Like, you can't deny that. Yeah. And that's where I'm at the moment. There's so many projects going on board. Whereas I've taken time out, I'm thinking, alright, release the movie, transitional, how do I go from there to there? I'm like a transformer, Optimus Prime, man. There's a team out there, they get together when they have to. Rick Idak is one of them. His daughter, also, God bless them both, they jumped on board, man. There's a team out there that connected. When there's time to do some more magic, there's time to do more magic, bro. It's unstoppable.
So you becoming an artist wasn't something that you chose, you just had to do it.
The movie starts in 15 minutes. Yo, Will Smith, if you see this, we can shoot this, yeah?
Yeah.
This is a good fucking interview. Who's in the background? Is that Tupac?
No, I'm not sure, man.
Hey, I want that G-string back. Where's that chick with that? We'll shoot this up, man. From here, we're going to go watch Will Smith. He has to lash because he's going to see someone else. Smith will, I don't know. But
Cool.
we're here, man. And like, it's a scoTT. Scotty's from the Hierarchy magazine, and raeD's online, man, and I get so many different approaches and different emails from people wanting interviews and people offering money. I go, fuck the money. I'd rather do it like this, complimentary, and vice versa. And at least I know it's real, man. It's a good magazine. I actually looked up on its background. It's also a Melbourne magazine, which is more importantly. So this is thanks Hierarchy magazine. Whether it gets through or it doesn't, at least we tried. It's Hierarchy magazine, right? Hierarchy magazine. So like, thumbs up, man.
Yeah.
I got your support. You got my support all the way, man.
Cheers.
True that, man. Cheers.
All right, buddy.
Fucking oath. So yeah, can you? Well, we've got a little bit of time left. We've got about
True that.
20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely, man. Even 30 minutes because commercials take a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Can you talk about? So yeah, it seems like music and filmmaking wasn't necessarily a choice for you. It's something that you had to do because you had to express yourself in some capacity.
See, music was out of my choice. Music was not my choice, man. It was like a possession. I felt possessed, bro. To be honest with you, man. There was an article written by Nui Takoa in August 2008 on August 28th of 2006. Talks about possession, and it feels like, you know, possessed, bro. Like, it's fired up, it's fucking insane status. It was out of my hands, bro. It's just, even if I wanted to stop, I couldn't stop. You can't stop the music. Nobody can't stop the music. You know that song?
I think so. Yeah.
Michael Jackson sang it. You can't stop. Yeah, I tell you, you know, God bless MJ, man. And film is an expression. It's also a smart form of media. You put down $50,000 on a radio ad. That one lasts. Everyone's forgotten it. Next week, it's gone.
It's just an ad.
And a week later, everyone's forgotten about it. You make a movie, it's there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Maybe slow motion is better than no motion, but it's still moving forward. It tells a story. Put out stuff like magazine, Hierarchy magazine. It's going to be a blessing being a part of it, but a year later, everyone's forgotten about it.
Who knows? Hopefully, ideally not, but it's still printed and
It's permanent. It's definitely with a film. It's pretty much set. It tells the story. It stays online. People can always see it. It's different with magazines and movies.
Yeah.
Magazines tell the story, but they don't move forward like movies do. Movies are they're just there, man.
Yeah.
Magazines, people throw them away, they rip it up, and it's disrespectful, and so many people do some stupid shit to them, man. But I guess my life is a DVD or a CD. People, if they want, they just throw them in the bin. It's fucking just depressing, bro.
No,
it's like
ideally
fucking,
not.
It's good to be digital.
Yeah.
They just keep fucking viral waves, man.
Yeah, totally. Who are some of your biggest influences for your filmmaking? Who are some of your favourite filmmakers, and who are some of your favourite musicians as well? Obviously,
Definitely.
Dr. Dre is a massive influence, particularly for production and rap.
Definitely, man. Nate Dogg's awesome. His style of approach is good. I like, obviously, Dr. Dre's number one. Eminem, Snoop Dogg's good. Ice Cube, you're always going to love Ice Cube. And a lot of good rappers, man. Like, with filmmaking, I mean, I like Stallone, bro.
Stallone, yeah.
Stallone, like Rocky, man. Yo, Adrian, I did it. But in my case, I got no Adrian, man. But I'm meeting up with Adrian tomorrow. He's up in the apartment. He's a guy, man. It's a different story. But yeah, that's a different story completely. I'm not gay, no. But his actual name is Adrian. But going back on that, he's actually a good. He's a good film director. He's a good storyline. And what I like about Stallone, Rocky, he wrote the script. Someone tried to take it off him and say they wanted to buy it off him, and then they wanted to stop him from being on board. And he believed in the script so much they told him all they're going to get fucked. And that's what happened. He told them all they're going to get fucked. And he completed the film on his own. And look where it's at.
Yeah.
Viral trilogies, part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah,
part
it was
4.
nominated for an Academy Award, and it's heavily respected and stood the test of time.
That's definitely a motivation, and that's a mentor for me. It's a guidance. It's a positive. It's when you're depressed, you press play, Rocky, boom, it puts you back on your path again. For me, that's where it's at with him, man. So, as a film, it'd be him. As a director, as an actor, Stallone, number 1. Number 2, there is no number 2.
Yeah.
Stallone.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Oh, that's great. Well, can you tell me what is R Productions and what did R Productions do?
R, okay. R is me, man. I created R because like I can be such a tripped out dude sometimes, man, and trip people out to the maximum. And the very first videotape I ever done, which is shown in part 2 of Still Flowing. You see a bit of it
in the sequel.
In the sequel, it's a tape that actually made front page news. It's a trip mode, and it guarantees people they're going to trip out. And that same tape tripped out Herald Sun so bad, and Kadinsky, that it made front page news. June 14th.
The Crown Casino incident?
No, that was before. This is June 14th, 2001. It was actually June 13th. I delivered a videotape. June 14th, 10 hours later, it's on front page news. So obviously, the tape tripped him out.
You delivered it to Michael Kadinsky.
His office. Her name's Silvana. And the tape was that.
Tape on?
It's trippy, man.
Yeah.
It's unexplainable.
It's in the sequel.
It's a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll put the whole thing online, but not right now. It's keep it suspenseful. Yeah. There are quite a few people who have it.
How would you explain it without giving too much away? And what did it do? You said it was from
It's a total mind blow, man. It's a mind blow. It's a volcano. You see the whole eruption. A human volcano. You see a human turn into a volcano, and you see the lava. I'm talking energy form, lava. I'm talking like lyrics, freestyles, one take, 57 minutes, one take, like we're doing right now. Non-stop freestyles, political, entertaining, and it really tripped out the guru of entertainment, which is Michael Kadinsky, who owns a film distribution agency. Back then, music agency. I was able to somehow entertain him, and that's what it's all about. I actually entertained a man that has seen it all before, and he can't be fucked looking at any more entertainers. I was able to somehow get into his heart and entertain him, and genuinely entertain him. It spooked him out a bit. He got restraining orders. I don't blame the man. He had to do what he had to do as a business, as a professional, but you know what? God bless him.
Did he think it was some kind of aggressive threat? Or what?
He didn't know what to think. It tripped him out.
Yeah.
And it was too tripped out for him.
And that was the idea.
And
that
it is what it was, what it is. It is. I'm his teddy bear, man.
Yeah.
I'm his teddy bear. I'll always be his teddy bear. Songs released, that's an old song.
Yeah.
My song. I'm his teddy bear, man. I don't know if anyone's heard that song, but I've got a song called I'm his teddy bear. True.
So how many songs / films have you written and made? Because you put out like sometimes 3-4 a week. It's amazing how prolific you are as a musician and filmmaker. It's
I have
very admirable.
187 songs released, recorded, totally original, that are all mine, composed, engineered by myself. And I have another double that stocked up, ready to rock.
Yeah, wow.
They don't stop, man. God bless, man. God blessing a man. Let God bless him more.
How many?
187 have been written and recorded, and they're all done by myself. Engineered every single one of them.
Do the music?
Everything, man.
Sound production, everything.
Everything. 187 of them already released, already registered on APRA, and they're all released, man. And I've got another triple that, double that, just stashed up. It's gonna be fucked right now, man.
Yeah, wow.
It's not about how many you got, but I'm happy with what I've got. It's a matter of which is the one that's gonna fuck with the industry to the maximum. And I think I know which one's working the most already. There's no video clip. It's a love song. It's called "Baby You Know I Loved You," and like people don't realize, man. I've actually got it here. They don't actually realize what I've done. So maybe on this interview they'll actually realize. The song by Prince is "Baby I'm Just Like My Mama." You know that song?
Yeah, When Doves Cry.
When Doves Cry. So I've written a song to the same rhythm,
Yeah, nice.
but my song, my lyrics, and the thing is, man, it's actually quite a good song, man. Where is it?
You reappropriated it.
Your own. No, I've actually, it's my own beat, my own. It's my own song, man. Like, there it is. I just like the way that Prince is singing the song. Maybe I'm just, you know, the rhythm of it. So I've written my own lyrics to the same flow, to the same rhythm scale, so that people know that I have that level of rhythm, that rhythm level. But my own story, my own instruments, my own beats, and it's. I believe that this is the one that. I mean, you can. So maybe so you can actually analyze the rhythm, and people won't know, bro, unless I'm telling you on the interview.
Yeah.
I'm just making the interview a whole lot more interesting. Just wait till the beat kicks in.
It's cool, and you abstract pre-existing music and take it somewhere else.
See, like, maybe I'm just like my father. Maybe but my story is why did they do all the things they did to me? Like it's a different storyline, man. True that, man.
It's cool, man.
It's a good song, man. I just think the video clip, bro. The wrong video clip can fuck your career.
Yeah, and fuck it, good song.
The wrong video clip can fuck your career. And I refuse to fuck this video clip up, so I'm taking my time, even though it's a very old song. It's written for my ex-wife called Joanne, 2006. Wrong video
You were
clip.
married?
I was married.
Yeah, right.
Divorced.
How long were you married to Joanne?
Joanne, I was married to her for a year. Through that.
Is this the lady you were telling me about beforehand? Or is this a different relationship?
A couple of years later, man.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, right.
But that's the track that I believe that will go from being national to international, or being international to global on the international chart system.
Yeah.
As in UK charts. This is what it means. I've had a couple go on the UK chart system, but they in and out. But I want one locked in to stay there, man. As in take the charts for a fucking lifetime, man.
Do you gig much in Melbourne?
I haven't gigged at all in Melbourne, man.
No?
Because like there's so much going on the net here. Everyone knows about it. I think the shows would be boring.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't be as interesting unless the club's got the finance for visuals. I'll make it a whole lot more trippier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've already said yes to a couple of gigs, but they're gonna have visuals, man. They're gonna have a screen here, a screen there. They're gonna have a screen there. It's gonna be a visual product. It's on the net. It's already visual. Like we're visual. We've gone fucking galactic here, man.
Totally.
And like we're here, bro. So when we're doing it live as well, we're here, we're live, man. But in a club, you gotta maintain. You can't drop your levels. So what we give on the tube is this 50-50 level. It's not perfected, but live you perfect it. But in order to do that, you need visuals. So every club that we hit, man, it's got to have 3 screens minimum. Tripler, 3 screens, so triple the trips, man. 3D them, man. Trip them out, man. It needs visuals.
And more expanded experience.
That way I'm there live, but I'm on the screens with other visuals that be freaking out what the fuck's going on here, because it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Got to be different, man. Like it's copyrighted, forget about it. This to be on the stage is a blessing, but right now this is the stage. This is a form of show at the same time, but at the same time it's hierarch, man. It's hierarch.
Yep.
It's magazine status here, man. The thing is, dude, you can't just jump on the stage and fuck your whole career. I'm not gonna. I've worked too hard just to jump on the stage and fuck my career.
Yeah.
That's why I knock them all back.
So you've written 187 songs and you've made countless amounts of film clips. It's like, what's your work schedule? Can you talk about your process? You obviously must be ridiculously busy.
Pre-production, single, man. It's the only way you can do it. Single, no kids. Like I don't have any relationship time with no one, man. 187 songs that are recorded, still heaps already written, man. How many video clips? 22 video clips, a feature film, and 3 short movies. It's a lot of work, man. You're right. With all the upcoming work as well. I don't know how I got back from India alive, to be honest with you. I don't know, man. Yeah. But I came back alive for some reason.
So how do you actually write a song? Is it mainly improvised and freestyled, or do you make the music first? Do you write the lyrics first? How did you usually?
It always is different.
Yeah. It's
always different. Sometimes I'll write it. Sometimes it's freestyled. Sometimes it's just got a mind of its own, and I don't know, like. That's right. It's 9%. It's got a mind of its own, bro. Like, a song has its own energy. It brings its own energy. It comes into the world with its own instruments. We're just like tools. It works through our bodies. It's phantom power.
Yeah, as we were talking about.
Phantom power, man. It's just like its energy. It's like a possession. It's just,
yeah.
Have you seen that cartoon, Turbo?
No.
It's one called Turbo Energy.
Yeah.
This new cartoon.
It's 17 hours.
17 hours. That means it's 5 o'clock. Will Smith. We're gonna watch Will Smith for that next
10 minutes.
That's all right, man. You still got a couple of questions, bro.
Cool. So yeah, it's more of a thing that you don't actually have to give yourself a reason to do it. You just do it, and you don't know why, but that's why you do it. You don't know why you do it.
I've written a lot of songs because I wanted to, and I've made a lot of songs because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of songs not knowing that I am, and I've fucking written the whole album not knowing that I even did. Yeah. And it just happens, and before you know it, it's already done. And it's like, oh, I just did that, and I don't even know why I did that.
And it's a portrait of who you are.
And it's doing it. And it's just, I look back, it's like, fuck, it's done. So even if I was to die now, man, I'm happy, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at least I got one of my first. This is my third proper interview, man.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, dude, to actually have a good interview. I've got another one coming up next week with a younger dude, but he's at uni. I just want to help out his project. Literally, I just want to help out his school project. He's doing journalism. He's a young kid, about 20 years old. But I've said because I know he's got a passion for it. It's like yourself, man.
Yeah.
You know, it does it. Things just get together. It's like fucking the Transformers, man. There's Decepticons and there's the who we are.
Optimus Prime.
What's Decepticons and the whatever we are, man. We're not the Decepticons.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with it.
Just I'm Bumblebee, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man? I'm Bumblebee.
I don't know. Some kind of wasp. But you mentioned. I wanted to ask you about your biggest hit, which is, or presumably the most well-known piece of work that you put out is "You Gotta Love This City."
That's very popular, man.
Can you talk about that song, how you made it, how you made the film clip, the reception of it, and just
Oh man, I was selling a lot of ecstasy at the time, man, to make the money to do it.
Yeah.
You know, still graduated from uni. Just graduated from uni as a film director, as an audio engineer. I did a double, and my ex-girlfriend at the time was saying, "This is the song, man. You're gonna do this. Is really gonna work for you. It's gonna work. It's gonna work." And I felt the same. So I thought, oh, well, let's just invest all the money that I have into this video clip and hire this and fire this and get the party started and get the limo and get the locations and editing. Obviously, I took my time. A friend of mine was supposed to help me out on editing. Something personal I can't talk about happened, and I respect that. I just caught up with him not too long ago. His name's Daniel Bilcock. Went to school together with him, and he was supposed to be the original editor, but in the future he'll do another edit. But it's fine the way it is. It's always room for improvement. But if we're looking at eclectic 3D statuses, we can always improve it. I've left room for improvement from other perspective, other visions. I always leave room for other visions because I am an editor, yes. But there are greater editors. You know what I mean? I'm a great artist. I know I'm a great rapper, and there'll always be other great rappers and artists. But my story is authentic, man. There are other editors out there, man, who would fucking edit my stuff way better than me, man. But when it comes down to wrapping it up, I've wrapped it up, man.
Yeah.
2013, I fucking hit the jackpot, man. I'm still broke, so it's not about the money jackpot. It's about my apartment. It's coming up on Thursday.
And about Imagine That. You were saying
Imagine that, bro. I'd be sick to have an apartment. Imagine that, bro.
Yeah. But the song Imagine That, how you're saying one of your most recent tracks, how you think it's your magnum opus or the best piece of music you've written. Can you talk about
I believe that it's my favourite.
Yeah.
When it comes to lyrical content and the rhythm and the conjunctions in it and the bridges, the way it connects together, I can actually I can look at it and say, yes, it's a great piece of work. Yeah. If people want to mock it, it's because they're just envy.
Yeah.
That they didn't come up with the concept, or they couldn't, or they weren't, or they can't. It's not my problem. They didn't. I did. And people mocking me, man, that's because they're just jealous motherfuckers who can't fucking do what I do. And I used to get depressed, but now it's like, I love it when people mock me, man, because I can see why they're mocking it. They just can't do what I'm doing, and the more people mocking me, the more successful I get.
Yeah.
So let them keep mocking, man. I want to keep rocking, man. That's how it's at, bro. It took me a long time to understand that, because every time I'd get people mocking me, I'd be depressed and I'd be not handling it too well, I'd hit the crack pipe, but I've come a long way, bro, and I've matured up, and I walk with my head up in the sky these days, not even buzzing. I stay firm and I stay strong even when I'm broke, man. Today you see me with the fluorescent green shoes, which I bought half price, and the fucking fluoro scarf here, you know what I mean? There's a reason for that. It's a fluoro, it's the fucking $double euros, man.
Yeah.
I'm like a UFO, man. UFO status. I'm hovering but on the fucking ground, man.
Yeah.
But I'm high at the same time. But I'm straight. My eyes are straight.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think your music is about? Is it about you, about your story?
It's about everything, man.
Yeah.
Fifth Element. Everything's connected.
Yeah.
It switches from Illuminati to fucking karate. It switches from fucking my brother Saudi to fucking wishing to have a Maserati. I mean, I'm just rhyming words here for some boring reason, man. I shouldn't be rhyming.
No, it's good.
But it's everything into one.
Yeah.
It's everything formed into one. It's the next level shit. It's not copied by, it's not imitated, it's not
one
It's
big
not like anything
expression.
else ever been done before, man. And I think it took a whole 20 years for the critics, audience, people to notice that. But the fact is, man, it's all original, man.
Yeah.
And the music, I don't even know exactly what I'm doing right now with music and what subjects, but I'm hitting targets, and there are certain points that I talk about that I know exactly what I'm doing, but 50% of the stuff, man, I'm just gibbering and just fucking gibberish, man. Deliberately.
Yeah.
Throws people off balance. That's why it captures their attention. You start talking gibberish, people will notice gibberish. But get the gibberish out, cut the fucking gibberish out, take off 0.5% of that, there's fucking some meaning in there, man.
Yeah.
And that's what people want to know about. But if I was about to tell you what it's all about, then it'd be boring, bro. So that's
to
why I
break
just
down
had to
hip
talk
hop.
gibberish for the last 2 minutes.
No, and that's what you do in your music as well, because you want to step outside of the usual
True, man.
trappings of
True.
Australian hip hop.
It's true, man. How much percentage? 5%.
5%.
It's alright, man.
We shouldn't be too
Man,
much
but
on
if the
that.
Hilltop Woods, Hilltop Woods, I like this song, man. Front row for the people in the front row. So like Hilltop Woods, man, like, not bad, man.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's the only song I like about this. I don't know how they got so much audience, but people say that I'm not Aussie hip hop. I don't know why they'd say I'm not Aussie hip hop because I was born in Australia. So I don't know what Aussie hip hop if I'm not Aussie hip hop. I'm representing Melbourne, and I think it's because of me there's going to be a lot of rappers that are coming out of Melbourne that the states are going to represent. And if it's not for me, these motherfuckers wouldn't be there, man. I risked my whole life for it, man. Because the states, they don't want no bullshit, man. They want cunts that shut down buildings like I have, man.
Yeah.
2001, I shut down the quarter block of the city, bro.
What happened with that?
Quarter block of the city, bro. I shut down the whole city.
How did you do that?
I just did it. You gotta follow up on it. Read about it.
Yeah.
You didn't know about that, man?
I've heard vaguely about it.
I'll tell you a little quick story about June 22nd, 2001. I shut down the whole Crown Casino via gibberish.
You called up and
I just did a gibberish freestyle, and it caused 3.5 hour hostage status without hostages, but it was a siege without hostages. Shut down a quarter block of the city, and in that time I would manage to freestyle to negotiate on the phone for 3.5 hours. In the States, they love that, man.
yeah, wow.
And that's not Aussie style. What the fuck Aussie style is, man?
What did you
Can't
freestyle
entertain-
about?
You can't entertain the bomb squad. You can't entertain no one, man. I was rapping the bomb squads.
Yeah. That's amazing.
3.5 hour raps, man. I talked about bombs, man. Grenades. I
Yeah.
talked about mermaids. I talked about money. I talked about politics. I talked about fucking things that only a few people know about. And they've got it on tape. It's recorded. They don't worry about running the battery.
And why did you do that?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
It was gibberish.
Was it fun? Did you get in trouble for it?
I did it. I needed the hot chocolate.
What do you mean you needed a hot chocolate?
I needed a hot chocolate, bro.
Yeah, so you called up to ask one and then it turned into a 3.5 hour bomb.
Pretty much. It was a bit like, well, the thing is, man, like, I was on the front page news 2 days before that. I didn't like what they said. Like, June 14th was on front page news, so it was a couple of days before that. Should I say
That
what
was
I did
like
it?
a good experience.
So when I did the city bomb hoax, a week before that, I was upset about article on the front page. Like, get my permission before we put it on the front page, man. At least spell my name properly.
Yeah, they spelled your name wrong.
No, they spelt it, man, but they were talking about things that weren't real, man.
How would you like your name spelled, just so I write it?
It's
properly?
it's r.a.e.d, man.
With any full stops in between the letters?
Yeah, you can do that if you want, man.
Would you prefer?
Yeah, prefer with dots in the middle, man.
Yeah.
Like an acronym: R for rhythm, A for art, D for eternal, D for destiny. Backwards is dear, man.
Yeah.
But bro, the thing is, man, like, that was a massive article in June 14. It was maybe a little bit too much for me to handle. I think they said a few things I disagreed with, and I just stood up for myself because I respect my music, and I stood up. It's a war. There's a war out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I took them on. I took on the critics. I took on the media. I took on whatever it is, and I had no weapons. Like, they were in trip mode.
Yeah.
I continued the saga. The videotape that was delivered June 14th, June 13th, sorry. It was witnessed on June 14th. A week later, June 22nd, the saga continued. So I rocked up the way I told them I'm going to rock up, man.
You made a phone call.
I rocked up. The video never stopped. It's still flowing, bro.
Yeah.
The entertainment never stopped, bro.
Yeah.
I told them, man, I'll see you soon. I meant it, man. John Travolta, the bitch, was in fucking... John Travolta, the bitch. He was in the Crown Casino. He was talking shit about me the day before as well, man. On
Yeah,
radio,
right.
Fox FM, they had an interview with him. They were talking about me, man.
Fuck that.
John Travolta, you're a bitch. Fucking, sorry to interrupt your fucking casino, fucking hotel.
Yeah.
But bro, I interrupted the session for a reason. I allocated that spot for a reason. John Travolta was staying there at the time.
Did you want to meet him?
You got to really fucking look into it properly and understand why I did it. But I had my reasons, and if it was in the courtroom, the judge will listen. Reasonable as it is. I was upset. You know what I'm saying? He didn't use no violence. He didn't use no weapons. He didn't hurt anyone. He was emotionally upset about something. Something must have upset him. And you know what? Something did upset him. And John Travolta was one of them. Kandinsky, his team of media was a bit of the cause, and I handled it pretty well, man.
And you wanted a hot chocolate.
And I wanted a hot chocolate with fucking marshmallows.
Yeah. It's sweet.
There's quite a few issues I had there. I needed to sort them out. But John Travolta was involved. They lost a bet. It's in the newspaper still, bro. And I still have the article.
Amazing.
True, man. Like, he was involved with a interview on radio on the 21st of June 2001. They're talking about this menace on the phone, rapping to all these corporates and la-di-da. And he placed his bets about something. He obviously lost. And they just recorded an interview, man, like straight out. And he was at the Crown, sleeping that day. I interrupted his sleep, but fucking tough luck, man.
Big deal. Oh shit. Have you got a split?
I got a split.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't smoke spliffs anymore, but I got a split. Yeah.
Well, just as one last question.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you think the future holds for you? And do you feel like doing any freestyling?
Now freestyle? No, man. That's
cool. Well, okay, just
freestyle, man. Just I'm smiling for you, man. That should be enough.
No, that's fucking heaps, man. You've been amazing.
But the batch is gonna run out. So.
Yeah, shit. But yeah, what do you think? What are you doing next? What's the
sequel?
Yeah.
And I Am the Cool Freaky. This album. I'm just fixing up the final touches of it.
Your ninth album.
It's coming out this year, before Christmas. It's called I Am the Cool Freaky, and there's a song that's called The Bus Stop on it, and there's a song that's called Imagine That that's on it. And there's another one called It's Never Been, Not Many Like Me. There's some really fucking sensational hits on there, man, and it's cool and it's freaky. That's why I am the cool freaky, and it's fucking freaky, and it's cool. That's why I am the cool freaky. Hence, raeD. But bro, Scotty, yeah, you're a gentleman, man. I wish you all the best with your career, man. And r.a.e.d, thumbs up, man. Thanks, guys, for your time.
Cheers.
I got a ticket to. I'm not gonna sneak in. I'm cheeky, but I'm not that cheeky. This ticket here is legit, man. We're gonna go see Will Smith after Earth. I don't know where we're gonna be after Earth, but maybe Mars.
We'll watch and see. Awesome, man.
Alright, guys, time out. We'll see you soon.